I'm gonna replace this toilet here with a one-piece toilet with a poopy flush on it. Right before you do it, you always want to make sure your shut-off right down here is always turned off, completely turned off, nice and hard. And even when you undo it, you're still going to get a little bit of water. Not much though. And then I've already emptied the tank, so we don't have to worry about that. Nothing too difficult about this part of it. Literally take your tool, undo the bolt here, threaded bolt. This one was already loose, but comes off easy. Alright, that's one part of it. Now then we're going to take off these bolts that are holding the toilet to the floor. And usually that's pretty easy, but there can be complications. Sometimes they start spinning. And a little trick to that is use the same tool for the bolt and then a pair of needle nose pliers. I've already lifted this up and it is spinning. So what I do is I go underneath like that, grab onto the bolt with the needle. There you go, there's one bolt. So you leave this on, it's attached underneath, so you just leave that for now. Then come on over here. Come over to this side. And again, the same tool, and just sometimes you get them so loose and you can do it with your hand much quicker. Okay, this bolt started to spin, but sometimes if you just hold it up with the side of the toilet it'll prevent that, but no, it's spinning also. If you can see that, the bolt won't spin off. So again, you grab your needle nose pliers, pop them in there, and grab onto that bolt underneath, and then just okay. Go. As you can see, a lot of rust on these. That always happens. Moisture. The bolts get rusted onto the thread. But there you go. That's how you take care of that little problem. And then now this is ready, we can just lift it right off the floor. I'm going to get the other new one ready to carry in, and then we'll carry on here. So we've got those bolts off, one off each side, and then as you can see, once you do that, you can literally lift this right off the floor. So here you've got these old ones. When you buy a new one, you always get different. And if you can see, they fit into a piece that, you can see that rectangular larger piece, and then it goes off in a small line. And I'll show you in a minute. So, this here, that piece fits in here and you slide in here. Usually, well not usually, always, midway in that pipe. so that the toilet sits on it, and the flange is going to be right there where the water and poop and pee and everything's going to exit. So take that out, because you get a new one with any time. That one's kind of destroyed. Okay, so now let me get sorry, I got the sniffles today. Okay, this is the package from the new toilet that she's purchased and wants me to put in. Comes with the wax ring and then the bolts to hold the seat down to the floor. And this here, you'll always, before you put a new wax ring on, make sure that's nice and clean. You know, that's relative. That's good. So that wax ring is going to sit on there really well. Anybody, you take a toilet out to do any work on it, always make sure you got an extra wax ring with you for just that purpose. You don't want to be caught and you don't have a wax ring, and then so these here I like. So you got this bolt in there, then snap this down onto it. And pull this right up. Just helps make that bolt snug in there. And then you just place it about the middle there. You can just eyeball it. What do you think the middle of the circle is? That's good. Same with this. Again, just put it in there. Oh. Then put this onto it. Pull that bolt up. There, nice. And then that's about the center. They look good right there. And these go on afterwards. And of course the bolt goes on afterwards. Probably a good idea to wear gloves. There's a lot of junk. Sometimes you open these up and there's a lot of poop and everything else. So gloves is a good idea. I just didn't do it. Okay, wax ring. So it's all smooth in there. You can see how this flange on the wax ring fits right into that hole. And then the drain flows into here. The piece of the toilet fits inside here just a little bit. And it just, everything directs the water and feces and everything else down into the drain hole rather than going out into the floor causing problems. So here we go. It's a one piece. It's a dual flush, peep-poo flush. Economical deck source. Okay, now I'm just going to lift this up and put it onto those bolts. You just eyeball it. Slowly let it down until you can literally see that the bolts are going to go into the holes. Be slow and patient. There you go. Alright, as you can see, that bolt's in there, sitting about center of the hole. Same with this one. So, thing about that means that it's centered, the drain of this toilet is centered on that drain hole, and that's, you really, really need to, that's an important thing. And then, okay, get some light in here, and then you just push down on the toilet just to make sure it sits down and touches the floor. That way the wax, you know, the wax is getting up and touching the inside of the toilet drain. And then now you just literally put that space on and then do it up. Do it up to hand tight. There you go. Same thing with this side. Do it up hand tight. So you've done both of them hand tight. Take this tool again, and I'll just give it 3 half turns. Oh, sorry, 1. 2. 3. Same on this side. 3. Then you know you're approximately tightening it the same on both sides. Okay, so there was nothing wrong with the little water supply flex hose. It connects up top here. You can see where the threaded nib is coming out, and then connects there, just like the old one. So we'll get that on there. Do it hand tight, then take a tool. I love this tool, it adjusts, and then just give it a couple of good cranks just to get that seal closed. Okay. pieces. This here fits into here. There's some, you can see there's some little grooves that it fits into. It's just so it doesn't slip on the toilet. So let me see if I can just. And there you go. It just sits there, and that hits on the toilet, and it just helps it from sliding. Another one here. It's a little hard to film and do this. It's closed space. But there you go, you got two of them. Then you turn that around. And here you can see there's an indentation, a pit. Which literally just slide right inside there like that. Just pop them in. There you go. Here we're just going to take the pegs, put them in here, and then down into this hole. Start them by hand. And take them all the way up. Alright, after doing this, you want to lift the lid back off. We're going to turn the water on it. Just make sure everything's cool. So these valves, they're best if they're turned all the way off or all the way on. Leave them in between. Quite often you'll get a little bit of drip here. You'll get a leak. You'll notice it. So just make sure you turn. So we're going to turn it on, which is there. And we're going to turn it all the way. I'm just going to wait a minute before you do that, just to make sure there's no leaks or anything. Look in here. Yeah, you can see it's filling up. Everything's pretty cool. You don't see any leaking yet in there. You shouldn't until you flush it. That's another thing. You want to check everything before you leave the project. But here, we're just going to turn that right on, right till it's full on. There you go. And that just prevents that little bit of a drip leak that you get if you're anywhere in between a full off or a full on. And then this is coming along, it's filled up, it's shut off properly. Look at that, it's very little water really, so you save a significant amount of water per year. This toilet will probably pay for itself, I'm going to say, in at least 2 years, maybe even 1 year. So, it's a good thing. Alright. Now we're just going to lift this toilet. I just want to be sure. And then I'm just going to flush. Just push down on that. That's one valve. That's the P valve, I believe. I'll go poop. Everything's working good. Just went down great. But I'm going to do several flushes just to be sure that there's no problem with that wax ring. And if there is, you'll see water coming out underneath here. But there should not be, because like I said, you put those bolts in the middle of that flange, in the middle of the whole flange, and everything will work out good. But it's looking good. I'll just flush it one more time just because I like to be certain. So we'll just push this one, because that's the larger flush, it's the poop flush. Yeah, nice flow, nice strong, quick flow. Nothing under here. Looks good. And there you go. These are nice. You don't even gotta worry, you just tilt them down and they'll close on their own, which is nice. Just convenient. And then this here, yep, just set it on there. If you set it on there, they kind of fit right into the hole anyway, so